Welcome back, friends, to the Food Freedom Podcast. I am your host, Coach Mary Roberts. I'm a food addiction recovery coach, over 11 years food sober, and I'm here to help you build a life that no longer revolves around food. If you're new here, be sure to go visit my website, foodfreedomwithmary.com. Get on my email list so you don't miss future episodes or recovery strategies and coaching opportunities that can help you finally find your own food freedom. So let's talk about the phrase, you've probably heard this before. You'll never feel ready because ready isn't a feeling, it's a decision. And this one hits deep, I think, because so many of us have sat on the sidelines of their own recovery, waiting to feel motivated, waiting for the timing to be just right, waiting until after the holidays, waiting until life feels less chaotic, less stressful, waiting until they feel ready, waiting. But here's the hard truth you have to face. You're never going to feel ready because ready is not an emotion, it's a choice. I know some people don't like to hear that. They want to stay stuck in the paradigm that, but I feel. It doesn't matter how you feel. If you want out, you make the choice to get out. So feeling ready implies that there's going to be this magical moment where everything just everything lines up with the stars, your emotions, your mindset, your schedule, your circumstances, and suddenly you'll want to change. But it just doesn't work that way. Change comes first and the feelings catch up later. Okay, the decision to get food sober, to stop binge eating, to stop eating when you're not hungry, to stop negotiating with yourself every night in front of the pantry, that's not something you'll ever feel your way into. It's something you decide your way into. And, honestly, most of the time that decision is going to feel very uncomfortable. It's probably not going to feel like fireworks or confidence or, ultra motivation. It'll probably feel like fear, doubt, resistance, but it's still going to be the right decision. When I started my own journey, I didn't feel ready. When I started keto, I wasn't ready. I was willing to do it because I felt desperate, defeated, exhausted, sick. And, I decided one more time I was going to try keto. And along the way, I decided I was done letting food win. And it was in those moments that everything, started to click and change. Not because I felt confident, but because I took action despite not having all those feelings of readiness. I was just willing. So, the lie that keeps so many people stuck is I'll start when I feel ready. And that's just procrastination, kind of disguised as self-care. Oh, well, I'm taking care of myself and putting myself first, and I just can't do this until I'm ready. If you want to feel ready, and if you're waiting to feel ready, you're going to be waiting forever because your brain loves comfort. And change, even the good kind, is very uncomfortable. Every single person I've ever coached has told me pretty much the same thing. After finally taking that step, I wish I'd have done this sooner. Something along those lines. I wish, and sooner, right? That's the real truth. Because, the only thing between you and your next level of recovery, your next layer of recovery, is the decision to begin. Okay, so if you've been on the fence, maybe you've been listening to my podcast for a while, you've been downloading the freebies, and you've been thinking, someday I'll really do this. Let this be your sign, okay? You don't have to feel ready. You just have to decide. You got to decide you're done living on autopilot. You got to decide that you're better. You deserve better than starting over every other day or every Monday or every beginning of the month. And you got to decide that your peace is worth more than your comfort zone. I'm running. And then follow that decision with action, right? One small action today, because that's how momentum is built. It's not from feelings, it's from you getting moving, okay? It's from movement. So if this message resonated with you, and you're ready to take that next step, I want to personally invite you to come join my Food Freedom Tribe. It's my online coaching community. It's a group of currently 50-something women who are all pursuing food sobriety and peace with food. And we work on exactly like what I'm talking about today and what I talk about on all my podcast episodes. That's the stuff that we're working on. We are, learning how to live food sober, how to build consistency, how to stop letting our feelings rule everything. And they're all ready to live a different life. And that's why they're there. So, you'll get a weekly group call with me. There's accountability structure. The course is included because the course is the crux of the coaching. Without it, there's no roadmap. So you get the course too, and you're going to find a supportive community that actually understands food addiction and what you're going through. You can go down to the show notes below, find the details, find the link, and remember this as we end today. Ready is not a feeling. It's a decision, and today could be the day that you make that decision. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.